Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the NFT Catcher Podcast with Michael Keene and Jenny from the blockchain, me. We're going to talk about what has been happening in the NFT space. Michael, what's up? How are you doing?
I am excellent. How about you?
Doing great.
Yeah.
I feel like so every time we come on, it's like so much has happened. You know, we can't cover it all, but we'll try. We'll try to cover, as much as we can.
We will. I guess it's been about 6 days. Feel like it's been about a month with everything that's happened. And I hope you're having a good week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I was just
nice.
on this Twitter Spaces. I'm sure you've been going crazy with Clubhouse as usual. And yes, this guy Satoshi's mom. I don't know if you heard of him, but he hosted a Spaces and we had a lot of people on, and it was really cool to just kind of talk about taking profits and what was your biggest L's in the space and things like that. So yeah, it's been a good day.
Yeah. Those are good things to talk about. People learn a lot from that kind of stuff. Like the people in the audience and they get a lot from that. I love the Twitter Spaces. I've been trying to get into the ones you're in, and your sister does really good ones. I've been trying to get over to that side a little bit more. Just listen. I haven't hopped up on stage too much, but
next time.
Yeah. So I think we're going to start off talking about The Currency by Damien Hirst. We spoke on that before.
Yep.
Do you need a refresh? You remember about it, right? With the dots on the page, and he made 10,000 of them, and they took applications. So they took 65,000 applications for 10,000 of them. They sold them for $2,000, like US currency. So it was basically one ETH at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the Palm network on that Henny website, HENI. So they sold them out, and the floor for a long time was hovering around. I got one. The floor for a long time was hovering around 3 ETH or so. And last weekend when I was up in Philadelphia, New Jersey, I started getting messages. Oh, the floor's gone up. It's up to 6. Very nice. It's up to 8. It's up to 8. Very nice.
What the heck?
All of a sudden it was up to like 11.75.
Why? What was it?
I don't know exactly why it pumped quite like that, but when we see these pumps, they just kind of go higher than they should. So like I think it had to do with the fact that, so if you have this NFT, it's on henny.com, you have to bridge it over to Ethereum. It takes a couple hours, and it also costs 41 of their DAI or whatever that token was. So it's a little bit of a process. I feel like there wasn't that many bridged over, and they started selling. So it wasn't like the full wrath of them. And I'm not sure why I went quite so high. So it got up to almost 12. And that was Sunday morning. And I flew home from Philadelphia, and I got into my office, and I was like, I'm going to do the bridge now. Cause like, you know me, I'm like ready to sell when something starts happening like that. So I do the bridge, and in that 2-hour period, it went from 12 down to 11. So I was like, all right, I'm going to sell it. I love 11 ETH. It sounds awesome. Put it out at 11 ETH. It sold overnight. It sold overnight.
Dude, you're always making these big money moves. Like
it's sold overnight. I don't know. And
that's crazy.
Yep. 11 ETH. And it started inching down, kept inching down. And now it's at 7.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It got down to as low as 7. My move right now is so it got down to 7 and started coming back up. It might just go up and keep going, and maybe I miss it, but it might be a bump in the road. I'm looking for it to get to 5.5 and buy 2 of them and turn 1 into 2.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm hoping. That's my
strategy.
move. If I can, yeah. So we'll see. I always say this, I might sound silly in a couple of years if somebody listens to this and it's like a 40 ETH thing. And like you sold it at 11 for.
Hey, no looking back, you gotta.
Exactly. Somebody was talking about that on Twitter. There was a whole string of that looking back at their ones, and that is not going anywhere. You can look back in 10 years and see what your NFTs did and who bought it and sold it.
Exactly. And you're also like, another way to look at it is you're giving someone else the opportunity to make money on it and hold on to it. And it's like you're putting it back into the ecosystem and letting someone else have a turn. So it's a good thing, if everybody held on and nobody sold, then obviously then there wouldn't be any price action at all.
Yeah.
So you want people to flip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I think the artists do as well. It just creates a lot for sure for the project. The projects that do crush it, Bored Apes, VFriends, those are the ones that people don't want to sell. Like VFriends, people literally don't want to sell it because they want to go to the conference. It's like, and that's why it got so high. Bored Apes is obviously an animal of its own, but
Bored Apes, did you hear they're coming out with mutants?
Yes, and that's if you have your dog and ape combo. Is that the case?
I wasn't 100% sure. I was actually curious if you knew. I just kept seeing everyone talking about mutants on Twitter, and I'm like, what is that mutants? I'm not
1,000% sure, but I think that might be what it is.
If you have both, then maybe
but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we're gonna, when we come back on the next one, I'll have some more info on that. They are also doing a collab with the clothing brand The Hundreds.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. I heard that.
Those look really cool. I'm gonna try and get some of that. It's like an open edition for 2 hours, I believe.
Oh wow! And only if you have an ape can you get one.
Yeah, that's how their other 2 merch drops have been.
Right.
I can't say 100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or no, the basketball was for the dog.
Right. The basketball was for the dog. The original merch drop they did was like very limited. Sold out instantly, and like people were selling hats for like $1,000 on eBay.
They were selling too.
They were, yeah, they sure were. There was one. I mean, I could look up the prices, but there was stuff selling for sure. And then they did one about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was an open edition on some like black T-shirts, and I think it was a limited. I think it was a limited hat and hoodie, and open on a T-shirt.
Okay.
Yep. So they did a second one, and then this one is there as a collab with, a major brand, which is exciting. A lot of people are really excited about it.
That's huge. That's huge. And people are saying like, Bored Ape is kind of becoming the next Supreme, like, for clothing, but them partnering with other, big clothing companies, that's huge. And I'm glad that they're kind of tapping into, collaborating with more high end, cool luxury, I guess, clothing and just other things, besides NFTs. So that's awesome.
It feels like every move they make is the right move. Like
they're
dogs and they really are. I mean, they got all the cachet, they do for sure.
There hasn't
meetups.
Yeah. Yep. And there hasn't even really been any FUD. Like I haven't really, I mean, do you remember there being any kind of scandals or anything?
The only tiniest thing, there were a couple people talking about like at the very beginning, and that was squashed quickly, like the possible like racial elements of it with the apes. Like that was like for like a second I heard that, but other than that, no. Like even I remember the first night on Clubhouse. It's funny, I mentioned Clubhouse obviously again. Like I remember the night that it sold out, and then all of a sudden there's like all these avatars popping up, and people are like doing ape noises, and it was like all this. It was like, what is going on? And that was early May. That was like I didn't even know too much about what generative projects were at that point. Like that's really what put me down on what was going on. Like, oh, so you don't even know what you're getting, and you might hit something super rare. I mean, I guess that's 3.5 months ago at this point. That's really what put me down on that kind of scene.
Yeah, I think that was, I remember that I want to say I started minting projects after that as well. I think that was like a catalyst.
Yeah.
And people were it kind of took off pretty quickly too. Like it never got below mint,
No.
I mean, it was stuck at 0.2 for a couple weeks, but
Mm-hmm.
then it shot up, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just been rising ever since, pretty much. But yeah,
I bought. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I bought mine when the floor was 0.66. I remember mine cost 0.88 when I bought it.
Oh my!
I bought it like right at the right time. I bought it the same day LaMelo bought his.
Why haven't you sold yours yet? That's my question. Because what's the floor now? Like 12 ETH or something?
15.
15. Why haven't you sold yours?
You're right.
What is your reason?
Yeah. And I know when I sell everything, I mean, honestly, it's like a brand. It's my Twitter avatar. I had 100 Twitter followers when I got that. Now I have almost 4,000. And it's the cover of our podcast. Like, right. I really don't want to sell it. Like it's one that I really like, and I wish I had more of them, but like, I don't know. I feel really strongly about it for the future. It'd be just like, I don't know. I mean, it could go down. It's going to be a roller. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it dips into 11, 12 or something. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Obviously anything can happen. And we talk about the IP of it, like of what's going to happen and what they're going to do and all the stuff they're doing. I actually have a little something to say about that later when we talk about one of our other topics. But yeah, why haven't I sold it? Just because of that, like it would be like, I don't want to. The other, like, a lot of the other ones I don't have like an not emotional attachment to, but like, no, I really don't want to sell it.
I mean, it is an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I was saying when I said I was on a Twitter Spaces earlier. We were talking about that, like getting your, for cryptocurrency, for example, it's hard to get attached to, numbers, I guess. It's just like numbers, and it's easier to sell. It's easier to, buy and sell. And you don't really get that attached. I mean, with NFTs, it's like, you feel some sense of like ownership, like this is yours. Like it's not, it's not fungible. Like, Bitcoin, it's fungible. It's like, you sell it. And then if you were to buy it again, it'd be the same thing. It's not like you're buying a totally different Bitcoin or something, but for NFTs, it's like they're all so unique. So if you sell it, you're literally letting go of that one, and you don't know if you'll ever get it back. Like you're just saying goodbye if you sell. And so letting go, that I think I want to say that's a pretty hard thing to learn how to do, is to let go, like in this NFT community, and I struggle with that too. I struggle with selling things, and I was saying my Top Shot collection, I had put in less than 10K but more than 5K when Top Shot first came out, and at the peak my portfolio value was worth like 200K, and I did not take out a single penny. I mean, yes, I did sell some of my moments, and I just to free up capital so that I could buy back for cheaper, but still I didn't take any money out. Why didn't I let go of some of my S1 commons that I had gotten from packs and stuff? Because I was emotionally attached. I got emotionally attached. And so, I think that just being willing to let go of things is definitely a tough lesson, but it's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah. I see a lot of people struggle with that for sure. I'm usually really good at that. Like I'm really good at selling pretty much anything. Honestly, it's kind of weird, when you mint 10 of them, and when you're down to 1 or 2, it's kind of weird getting rid of those last couple, because then you're like, I'm out. At that point. Yeah. I actually feel like some of I felt bad selling all my Punks comic tokens. I really liked those, but I just wanted to take the ETH, and they weren't good sales. I should have kept those. My Ape and my FaceTime Frog with Gary V, the V Friends, are my 2 favorites. And if I am selling those, I probably really need the money. That's going to be, if I'm selling those, you guys will probably know that's the case. But hopefully it's not. Like those ones I do really would like to keep those ones forever. The V Friend, I'm not sure how much value it'll hold after the FaceTimes and after the conferences. I think Gary will try to give it as much value as possible. But I'm not ultra worried. Right now, the floor on that, believe it or not, is 30 ETH on those FaceTimes.
30 30 ETH for so
Yeah.
that's what is that, right? Like in USD, the
It's
conversion.
100 grand. It's 100 grand.
100 grand to FaceTime Gary Vee.
And for 3
What?
times, 5 minutes a year for 3 years.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Just 5? No way. That's
5
insane.
minutes plus the
So-
3 plus admission to the conference, obviously.
Okay, so let's say you FaceTime Gary Vee 3 times
Yeah.
when you have your NFT, and then you sell it. Is there a way that they know it? Like, does the new owner also get the same benefits, or is it like nope, it's just this one?
Yep. It's tied in. It's all written in the smart contract, and the smart contract knows that there's 3 redemptions available. So once the redemption is taken, then it'll know there's only 2 of them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And they haven't announced all the details yet. He was saying it's going to be sometime toward the end of the year, beginning of next year. And my guess is he's probably just going to do them all in one day or like in a couple days. I'm not really sure how they're going to do that. And you probably have to pick a time slot. And do your
Wow.
thing. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's That's bizarre. Are you
It's
sure
a
you're not
bit.
going to sell it? You sure you don't want to sell it?
I might at some point because it might even like once he announces the details,
Right,
it might
might
pump
go
up again. There's
Yeah.
only like 50 or 60 of them of that particular.
And you know it's going to be those like people trying to pitch their like companies and stuff.
Of
or
course,
whatever.
that's what it all is. Yeah.
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 Wow, that's
Mhm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that guy. I'll always like.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And speaking of Gary Vee, I think I forgot to mention this last time. We added V friends to evaluate, which is exciting. And
Yeah.
Gary Vee actually like tweeted about it, which was cool.
Oh well.
We didn't think he would notice us, but he did.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
notices a lot.
I know he does. He's very active for being such a busy dude. He's actually pretty active on social media. He sees a lot of things.
Very active. Yeah, he goes like earlier this week he tweeted, "Let's talk soccer. Let's talk something." And then it was like these I can't even remember what they were. There were some soccer things, like these older ones. And he was in the Discord asking questions. So, right away I was like, all right, let me go try and buy something. And the cheapest one of a player I heard of was Thomas Mueller from Germany. And I bought it for 0.5 and sold it for 0.75 same day. Not anything crazy,
Nice,
but that's the Gary V effect right there. Somebody actually had sold it that morning for 0.25. I mean, and so the person I bought it from bought it for 0.25. I bought it for 0.5 and then sold it for 0.75.
Nice.
There was like a Messi. There was Messi, but Messi was like 11 ETH. I'm staying away from that.
Oh, right.
That's
a lot.
But it was a little. I probably regret selling that one too. But I like making those quick moves if you can do it.
Yeah, man. You make big moves. I'm like over here like buying like 0.05, like trying to flip to like 0.1 or something. Also speaking of 0.05, the BYOPills, the floor is currently 0.05. I got reminded of that. And today I found out that they are actually coming out with their own avatar project, 3D avatar project. And they're not profile pictures, they're avatars. And they're going to be taking a snapshot on Wednesday, August 25th. And for every pill you have, you will be able to get a mint pass. So you're just going to have to pay gas for the mint pass, but the mint pass is what you can use to then get your avatar. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Do you know
for that.
what the avatars are? Are they?
They haven't showed what they look like or anything yet. They said they would reveal more like, sneak peeks and information later in the week, but yeah, they just kind of announced that. So that's pretty cool.
Really cool. Yeah. I'm still holding. I minted 5 of those and I didn't sell any because the way I looked at that when that one went down, like they look really cool. Team seemed to have some ideas. I knew the price was low. I'm like, this is one I'm just going to sit in my wallet and see what it does.
Yeah, same. I have like 5 as well. I've just been chilling. They have been staying at the same price. Like they haven't really been, doing too much movement. But I think they do have a lot of potential, and I think, and the graphics on them are just so great. Like I just love the.
They are really cool looking. Yep.
Yeah.
I bet the avatars will look cool too, just in the same respect.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Mhm.
I feel like they're
Yeah.
going to do a really good job with them.
Yeah. The Punks comic did that mint pass as well to get the meta hero coming up. That's going to be really hard to get.
When is that?
I don't know if they have an exact date. They may, but it's not ultra imminent, but it is coming soon. But everybody that had the Punks comic got the mint pass, and they were so I think like well over half, or even maybe 60-70% will be gone before it gets to the public, which will make it. Yeah.
Kind of like the fuck crystals, same thing.
Yeah, half of those were gone. Yep.
That's kind of nice though, the way they're like able to reward, holders of like the original, and then they can get the second thing they come out with.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yep. I like they can make their own rules. They get to do what they want, and hopefully, we can. I think that's a really good thing for them to do. It's a big investment people make in these quote unquote companies, and they're doing a lot to reward the people.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, they are companies, and I think you kind of forget that these are technically I mean, I don't know if they actually have an LLC and all that, but
I would hope so.
But like well, I don't know with some of these projects that are popping up.
Well, they're also from all over the world too.
Yeah,
can be from anywhere, but yeah,
that's true. And they can also just they can do whatever they want. Like you're also voting for the team. You're kind of, voting that they're going to do what they say they're going to do, and that they're going to do well. Which ties me into the next topic, which is, let's talk about some rug pulls. Okay. So, tamed elephants.
Untamed elephants.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Untamed elephants, right? Yes,
I think they actually became tamed this week.
Now they're tamed.
Yeah,
they were tamed. The Untamed elephants, which that project has been out for weeks. I mean, it's been out for a while, and it took a while to sell out. I mean, I remember when they first came out. I think I had bought one on the secondary for like 0.02, and I ended up like flipping it for 0.06 or something.
Crushing it.
Yeah, they weren't doing my little baby moves over here. But anyway, so I don't fully know the full story, simply because I wasn't in their Discord. And when I then went to their Discord to get the tea, they had deleted all of like the channels where you can chat in, and all you could see was like the rules channel, the announcements channel, so it was like you couldn't even, interact with anyone in there. But basically, the creator of the Untamed Elephants, he claims that his brother passed away, and that he was gonna like take some time off, and I don't know, for some reason people just like didn't believe him and stuff, and he started like going off on people. He said he was gonna sell the whole project, and then people were like throwing some offers at him, and he was like getting mad at the people for like lowballing him, and he was like saying like fuck you to like people like in the Discord. Like he was just like going crazy, and people are like, I'm not, and he's like, do I have to like show a picture of my dead brother to prove that he died? Like it was like weird, like he was like being a little like crazy, and then he ends up selling it. I mean, I don't know who bought it, but it got bought, and now the community is taking it over. I think that's so interesting. Fame ladies, we saw it happen. Now the elephants, it's insane to me. I mean, I'm kind of like, why not just let the projects go to zero? But there are a lot of people that have money in the projects, and they want to save it for that reason. So I guess it makes sense. But yeah, so RIP to elephant holders. Sorry for your loss. But maybe the project will get revived with the new owners.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that going on Twitter. I didn't dig in too much. I saw him trying to call out some influencers and offering the whole thing for sale. I didn't dig in too much to the drama, but that is really interesting. Our producer Andy told us that he has one, so he was interested in hearing what was going on. So I'm sure he's listening with bated breath. So did the floor 0.03? Did we say that's up a little bit from when did it bottom out lower than that, or
I think it was lower. I remember it being 0.02, but yeah, maybe it bounced up a little.
Yep.
I don't know.
And that whole story actually got me thinking. I said I was going to circle back with the Bored Apes and these IPs. And when this guy wrote, I'm going to sell the whole thing, the contracts, everything. Like, I'm like, this is actually going to be a thing for these other projects, that you build up these projects just like you do a startup, and then just sell it.
True.
Like, that's like, and then I say, Bored Ape Yacht Club, like Disney's going to buy Bored Ape Yacht Club for like $3 billion. Yeah, like, that's what I picture happening in a couple of years.
Right.
Or, like Disney or Fox or like somebody like that is just going to eat that up.
Right. That's so true. Yeah, that's so true. They could, and maybe, projects, maybe they're thinking about that. Maybe they don't really think about it yet, but that's definitely going to be a thing. A lot of these will be bought up by big companies and corporations. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Just like all the other IPs, the Simpsons started, Matt Groening started the Simpsons, did his thing, and Disney bought them, that's, and the Bored Ape Yacht Club is an extreme. I could actually see them like holding out and not selling just because they're so successful, and the community would not be happy.
They would not be happy.
No, they
would not. No, right. Everyone in the community is so against big corporations and the government and stuff like that. And I feel it.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see, which projects end up kind of holding out and being like, no, I'm not going to sell my company to you.
I mean, one like the Cool Cats, if they get offered $300 million or something, you don't think they're going to sell? Like,
I think they would. I think they would.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would,
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of big do we have anything else to say about the elephants? I know I cut back into something else there.
No, I think that's it.
Letting people know that there's some drama. Check it out.
We had to let people know that there was rugs.
Yeah.
Another day, another rug. There was also the 9021 rug. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
That was like yesterday. It was like this. It was just one of those art. It was those like art projects that it's like just a bunch of dots and stuff like that. Anyway, and like lines and stuff. And I guess I guess some of the people that minted their ETH got sent to a burn address. Yeah, it was really bad. And apparently they also stole the art from an artist and like just.
Yep. I did. Okay. The lines and the dots. I did see. Okay. I saw something about that. Yep.
I'm not a huge fan of those like lines and dots. I mean, I know some people like them. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, I don't
get it either. Do you know what deaf beef is? DEAFBEEF?
No. What is it?
It is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it's like these like this gray like nothingness, like little squigglies and some weird sound. I think the sound is computer generated, like AI generated.
Oh, okay.
It's just like 100 ETH floor.
What? Yep. What the heck is happening?
Deaf beef. Yeah, some of that stuff, like, I mean,
sometimes I swear people are just moving money around. So like, people are just, selling to their other wallets. Yeah. Like, I mean,
it could be. Yeah, there's definitely quote unquote like wash trades.
Yeah,
that's what.
Sure.
That has to be happening for sure. But I don't know, like the art blocks, and I get it. I know like people say these are like pieces of history, and it all could be. But for some reason, I feel like that's kind of some of like those squigglies. I could sound really stupid. Everybody loves it. You know, those squiggly things.
Yeah.
Those chrome squigglies. I don't know if that's going to last like it's doing.
It's like, the thing is, it's like, even if it is historical, like, okay, the Mona Lisa, you know how much the Mona Lisa is worth, but do you know how long it's been around? Like, I feel like things haven't been around that much. Like, oh, it came out in 2017. Okay. That's been like 4 years and suddenly it's supposed to be worth, 100 ETH or something. Like, I think it's just a lot of like speculation, people trying to get in early and buy things quick, but kind of overinflating the prices as a result. Like it should appreciate slower. I mean, naturally, normally it, it should appreciate in value slower, but things are appreciating value really quick because, we're obviously in this crazy hype cycle right now. And it's just kind of the nature of things. But and maybe they do kind of crash down in price and,
Yeah. I mean, I could see it going either way, but there's a lot of that stuff that is literally just lines and circles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people are paying more money for more than cars and houses for that.
It's insane.
The chrome squiggles blows me away. The Beeple made one of his pictures in the last week was a pudgy penguin, like a big old pudgy penguin eating chrome squiggles. Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Saw that. Yeah. And speaking of pudgy penguins, we had mentioned in the last episode, we were saying it's really risky to get in. The floor is 2.5. It ended up going even higher. I think even as high as 4 ETH or something.
It was well crazy. Over 3. It was 3. Yeah, it was over for 3. Sure. Yeah,
at least 3.5. Now the floor is down to, I want to say 1.5.
Yeah, 1.4 something. Yeah, last year.
Okay, 1.4 something, and I'm actually surprised they're kind of holding at that price, to be honest. But I've seen a couple of pudgy penguin tattoos, and that's always a top signal.
I saw your comment on Twitter about that. That's like getting a tattoo of your girlfriend's name or your boyfriend's name. Yeah,
yes, getting your NFT tattooed is like getting your boyfriend or girlfriend's name tattooed on you. That is how I feel. Yeah. And honestly, I thought that some people would get mad at me, and pretty much everybody agreed. So there we go.
Yeah, it's about right. That's about right.
But at least for the NFTs, it's art. It's not a name.
Yeah.
So there's always that.
And there were two. Today's August 19th. So this is Thursday, August 19th. We're going to drop the episode on Friday morning, but on Thursday, which is actually my mother's 70th birthday today. Bonnie Key, happy birthday. She listens to all our episodes. So I will.
Happy birthday. That's awesome.
Yeah. So she'll hear that hopefully. And so Oni Force dropped today. Did you try for that?
I didn't try for that, but I did see it.
Yeah,
I did see it.
I knew it was going to be exactly what it was. The the gas war shit show kind of thing. Yes.
I hate that. I hate losing. No, I'm not a huge fan of, I would rather just tap out. If it goes for less on the secondary and I really want it, then I'll get it. Otherwise, I'm out.
For me, I mean, and I get people that do it, and there's people that are actually really smart and mint right off of the contract and can get them and do the math and mint 10 of them and make sure the price is right. There's so many opportunities all around. I don't try and get into, I didn't even try and mint Vogu, and probably shouldn't all. The floor on Oni Force before it dropped was 0.7. It's down in the 0.5 about right now. It went down as low as 0.39 is where I saw the lowest after the,
because they're not revealed yet, right?
Right. They're not revealed yet. That's correct.
So when they reveal, I think they'll probably go down more. It's usually how it goes.
Right. With the common ones. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder when the reveal is, because it might pump up a little bit as that approaches.
Are you more of a sell pre-reveal to lock in the profits because the probability of you getting a common floor is high, or are you more of a take the gamble, take the risk, and hold on and wait until after the reveal to see what you get?
Knowing me, take a guess.
You know what? I'm gonna say sell pre-reveal because you like locking
almost always. Okay,
nice.
When it starts going up pre-reveal, I'm taking that 0.2 or that when it looks.
It's just a smart thing to do, I think. I really do. I think it's a smart thing to do. It's just a safer bet. And it's you could get something rare, but the probability is so low. People think about it's like winning the lottery. People are just but there's a chance. And it's your chance is so slim. You might as well not even have a chance. Obviously your chances are better of getting something rare for stuff, but I'm definitely a sell pre-reveal type of person as well.
Yep. One of my best early moves. This was probably about 2 months ago or so. My fucking pickle. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
That pumped pre-reveal up to 0.2, even 0.22. Yeah. And I bought 40 of them. and I was selling them all the
Oh
way
my
up.
God. What'd you buy them at?
I minted them, whatever it was.
Wasn't it like
it was 0.01
0.01
or
or
0.02? Yeah, it was
I want to say it
dirt
was like
cheap.
0.01.
Yeah, it was dirt cheap. I minted 40 of them and did really, really well. And then there was another project like 2 weeks later called Boring Bananas. And then I minted 40. I minted
so bad.
It was so bad. It looked the same to me. It was selling out the same. I'm like, yeah, we got another one.
Yeah.
And I minted 40 of those. And I think I lost like an ETH on that. It was like, it wasn't a good move.
I'm glad you shared your losses because, people like to always say the wins and not always losses.
It is very easy to lose money in the NFT space. It is very easy. All the people that are making money, where's that money coming from? It's not, there's people losing money too, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I remember I had, I think I minted one pickle because I was like, so I minted like one for like 0.01. And then I ended up selling it for 0.069. This person wanted to buy my pickle off me. And I was like a private sale. I sold it to them. I was like, take my pickle. Like, I don't care. Yeah. And then of course it comes higher, but I think now the floor is very low. I think it's
like
0.01 now. I think.
Yeah, exactly. They're and I have like 3 left. I held on to my 3 most rare ones, but it's
pre-reveal was the way to go for that. And the guy who created it, Cole, one of the people behind it, not the only person. There's this whole team, but Cole also was one of the people, was part of the team behind Pudgy Penguins as well.
Yep.
So
I've seen him pushing that a lot for sure.
Yeah. He's doing good, pumping out these projects.
Yeah, he seems to be. He's a young guy too, I believe, right?
He's 20 years old, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Doesn't seem all that young to you probably, but that's a
No, it definitely seems young. I mean, I remember when he's definitely young. I was just gonna say, like, I actually met Cole online, not in person. When back in like January of this year for Top Shot, he made a Top Shot Investors Club Discord, and him and a bunch of other people made it, and I was in it, and they were just talking about Top Shot, and he used to be really into Top Shot, and I mean a lot of people were, and then for some reason I never like left the channel, like I just stayed in the Discord, but I wasn't really active in it. He ended up turning it into the what is it called now? Metaverse headquarters.
Yeah.
He turned it into that, and he's now charged. He made a whole membership thing. I haven't seen anybody do that yet. Where he charged, I think it was like 0.12 or something like that initially, and now the price has gone up all the way to like 0.7 or something, like to get a membership to get access to the Discord. Which Jake and BAYC is also a part of it. I love Jake and BAYC. He's awesome. And I have access to some of the channels still because they labeled me as an OG. But I don't have access to everything. And there's like, apparently it seems like there's a lot of channels. I have access to like the chat channels, but I think there's a lot of like ones where they talk about drops happening and like giveaways and all this other stuff.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So
I wanted to get one of those. I don't know why I didn't. I talked to a bunch of people about it. I am a fan of those guys, Jake and BAYC for sure. He used to put out a really nice list of what was going on sale each day. And then now that's behind the paywall, which is very smart. They made a token. They sold it out. They're getting secondary sales. Like, it's really cool. They did it.
Yeah, they did good. Yeah. They did good with that for sure.
Yeah. Big fan. Yeah, it's cool. One day I'll get in there maybe. I think that the membership, only lasts for like, and they're probably going to sell more memberships. Like,
I think it's like a year or something.
Right. That's exactly. I think it's 21, 22. Like, probably maybe whatever it is. I think one of the things they did really well was that they kind of, already had a Discord community. And by the way, it was that if you were already in it, you could actually claim one for free. If you were in the Top Shot Investors Club, which was when I was in before they changed it over, you could have claimed one for free, but there was a window, and there weren't that many people that claimed it because they didn't, check the Discord. I didn't claim it because I didn't check the Discord. So, but somehow I still have access to some of the channels. I don't know, but I think they did good with like already building up, having some people in there and kind of, getting the hang of it. They didn't just start from scratch.
And I think that was really smart of them. And yeah, it seems like they're really putting a lot of work and effort into that. So, props.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're doing a really good job. I heard a lot of people talking about them. People really like that. People really like that Discord. Yep.
And it's also, a sense of community. Like everyone likes being a part of Discord channels because they feel like they're with their people, they're with other people that are also, buying NFTs and stuff. And Discord is such a huge, like, social, what do I call it? Social platform for the NFT community. I'd say Twitter and Discord, I think, are like the two, the top two social channels for the community. Like everyone just chats there.
You kill Clubhouse. You kill Clubhouse. I'm just joking. I'm joking. You're right about that. No, Discord is where it's at. You're right. Twitter and Discord is NFTs. I'm only joking about Clubhouse.
Well, yeah, Clubhouse is cool, but I think like people feel like Clubhouse is too serious, and maybe it's not. But I feel like it's a lot of like professional people. From my perspective, I feel like it's a lot of like professional people. And like, they have their real profile pictures. Everyone is always trying to be anonymous with their, PFP avatars and stuff. And it just seems like Clubhouse is a lot of like actual real people.
For sure. There is. Yeah. There's definitely some like aliases and stuff, but there is a lot of real people in there. At Discord is like, you don't know who anybody is. Everybody's got a weird name. Like who are like, people are talking to me like I know them, and I'm like, "Who are you?" And your name.
I know
like,
some people. Yeah.
It's just like I don't even want to make up a name. But there's like, it's for sure.
Oh, they're like, yeah, you remember me? I changed my name. I used to be this, and I'm like,
yeah,
like because it's not like it's an actual name. It's like some just like words, and it's hard to remember people when they're always changing their pictures and they're changing their name. It's like it really is hard to remember people.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Discord. It's wild. I mean, I can't even hardly. Sometimes I'm looking for a server, I can't even find it. It's like you scroll through so many servers to like.
Oh yeah, I know. I have to prune my servers like I have to just go through and like leave server. I need
to do that too. And then the notifications. You have to go into every one and turn off notifications.
Yeah, mute notifications. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know but it's and I feel like I really like Discord because it's just so easy to communicate and it's so easy to have all these different channels and everything. But they definitely have a bot problem and like a scammer problem. Like a lot of scams happen on Discord. Like that's where the scams happen. That's where they take place. People can easily change their username and profile picture, to impersonate somebody that's highly respected and, scam people for ETH. And it's sad. And I see it all the time.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Yep. Let's let people know you did not win any Ethereum or Bitcoin. If you get a DM about it, don't click any links.
Yes, you do. Like if they say, "Oh, congratulations, you won." No, you didn't. You didn't.
No, you didn't. There was a scam not too long ago with the Bored Apes, and there was somebody that like created an account that looked just like the Bored Apes, and they were DMing people, and they said they were giving away 20 of them, and people were clicking, and they actually connected their MetaMask or whatever, and stuff got stolen. Wow. There's some really, really mature and tough scams like. And there's no recourse. Your stuff's gone. It's gone. You can't, call anybody for help. Like this is the decentralized world. Yeah.
So if somebody takes your, someone steals the keys to your wallet, basically, it's gone.
Yeah.
And there was even not giveaways, even like just people being like, hey, can you lend me, impersonating someone else and asking to borrow, money. Can you lend me 1 ETH? I just need to do this thing. And then Coinbase is not letting me. And then it's like, you think it's your friend. So you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. And I've seen people, falling for that and getting scammed because of it. My friend got scammed 1.3 ETH. He thought he was helping out, a friend, and then it's just gone. And it's like it's a total buzzkill too. It just like ruins your vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the people have lost apes. The one thing I don't quite understand about that. So if an ape gets stolen, like you can follow that ape forever. Like if
True.
someone tries to sell it, like that's going to be an interesting conundrum. But there have been apes. There have been a bunch of VFriends tokens that have been scammed, like a bunch.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
how that
that
works
is-
in the future.
Yeah, what you're saying, that is interesting. How, okay, so if I'm like, oh, they took my ape and this is what my ape looks like, then it's like, okay, now
Well, you even
know
have the
what that-
number. You have the exact number of the ape. Like it's
Yeah.
non-fungible, like
right. And
that's the point.
Even if they sell it, but then it's like, who wants to buy it? I mean,
Who wants to buy
I guess maybe
stolen
someone that
ape?
doesn't know. Maybe
Right, someone that doesn't know,
would buy it.
and then you would kind of go to them and be like, the whole
Hey, that's my
community
stolen
should
ape,
go,
and then it's
yeah,
like,
that's my stolen ape.
Well,
like,
I bought it. Like,
right, that's a weird,
that's weird. Yeah, that's a sticky situation.
yeah.
for
I wonder
sure.
that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's all so new. That's like we haven't even gotten to that point yet.
I know.
Yep.
I know. Yeah. There's so much, so much to kind of discover and find out about in this space that, we haven't even really,
No,
barely touched the surface of what's possible.
touch the surface. Yeah, for sure. Another drop test. Let's get back to some good news. The Mike Tyson, Cory Van Lew. Do you know anything about that one? Did you see that go down?
Isn't the live auction happening right now or something?
The live auction's happening now. So there's a 1-of-1 that has unlockable content, and there's a bunch of unlockable content. And one of the ones is you actually get to go to Mike Tyson's ranch and smoke weed with him.
What
Yeah.
Wait, they say smoke weed with him too?
They say here. Let me. Okay.
What?
I'm going to tell you what the wording is.
They can say that?
After burning energy from an intense training session with Mike, it's time to kick back and relax on the original set of Hotboxing. Sit back, relax, and smoke weed with the champ. And if you don't smoke, you can just take in lessons while enjoying an official Mike Tyson Ranch munchie box.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
So that's
wow.
pretty
Okay. That's gonna go
cool
for a lot.
unlockable.
That's
That's
gonna
a
go for
cool
lot.
unlockable. Yeah. Could you imagine? So that's the 1-of-1.
Okay.
The auction ends on August 23rd at 8
I wonder what
p.m.
that'll
Eastern.
sell for.
Let's take a guess. And we'll come back.
Ooh, okay. Do we know what it's at right now? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
But...
I'll tell you what it's at right now. Just so
okay.
It's at 5, which obviously it's
obviously, yeah. It's people
and
don't
actually
put things right away.
the heading bidder is that guy Mondior, Mondoir. Is that
I don't know
he's a famous collector. He's a collector. I'll throw the first guess out there. I'm gonna say upwards of 50. I'm gonna go really high. I think I don't know. I think that's so cool.
I was gonna say 50 actually.
Oh wow. Okay.
I was thinking 50 right before you said it, but
yeah,
I can see that going for a lot. For sure.
Yep.
I mean, if a 5-minute FaceTime with Gary Vee is going for 30 ETH,
smoking weed with Mike Tyson,
then,
and it's not even just that. There's let me see what else is as part of that unlockable. There is full expenses paid trip to his ranch to meet him, a boxing lesson, sparring session with his sparring partner, a Mike Tyson treasure box, and a physical copy of the Cory Van Lew 101. It might go for
I'm gonna
100.
Say, I'm gonna say, I'll say 80. I'll say 80.
Okay, you'll say 80. Okay. So that'll be the over under. I'll stick where I was, go a little bit under. So you'll get the over. I'll get the under.
Oh shoot! All right, we'll have to find out.
So that's the 101 ultimate. There's also 10 other original 101s that they are auctioning off.
Okay.
And then there were 5 editions of 50, and that's what I was going for today. And there was actually, you're gonna laugh. There was a clubhouse, and there was about 800 people in there, and It was run by. Do you know Farouk?
Yeah.
He ran it, and geez, he has 147,000 followers on Clubhouse, by the way, which is
on
ridiculous.
Clubhouse, wow,
yeah, crazy. Which is just ridiculous. But there, and Cory Van Lew was there. Mike Tyson showed up. I don't know his exact his name. The dude from NFTs now, I think Matt Medved. I don't know. Yeah, he was there, and also Ferocious was in the room. I guess he's friends with Cory Van Lew, and it was really cool. But so I was trying to get one of these to 50, and we didn't know exactly when it was dropping. Like the thing said 4:00. That's when the auction started.
Right.
But so I'm like sitting here refreshing, trying to figure it out. Is it on the site? Is it on OpenSea? Like what's going on? All of a sudden they're like, the Laser Eyes is sold out. It like dropped and sold out. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm like, refresh. And the next one pops in. And I think I turned my head for 1 second and it sold out of 50 of them. I'm like, oh my God.
For how much? How much did these go for?
They were 0.3. All of them were 0.3. All the ones to 50 were 0.3. So the next one went, and it's the one where Mike Tyson knocked out Frazier's son, begins with an M. I forget his name. Joe Frazier's son.
Don't ask me.
Really cool one. And I was there immediately, and I was refreshing, and got it. And,
you got it?
Yep, I got that one.
Shoot.
Yep.
Nice.
So I got 1 out of those 5.
Congrats.
And then, thank you. And then they did one to 250 that was for 0.15. And I was able to get one of those as well. And I gifted that to one of my business partners, a gentleman, Frank in Hong Kong, who kind of told me about this. I'd seen that Mike Tyson was doing something, but he let me know this is a real deal artist. And like he wanted one. So I actually sent that over to him because
that's nice.
The one I got is like a 3.5 feet floor right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I bet the floor is pretty high.
Yeah. I'm actually, and this is one I'm going to let it play out because I want to let the people kind of flip it out. And I'm going to, somebody was saying that his floor on, I don't know if it was Super Rare or one of those platforms was like 30 or 40 ETH for his 101 stuff.
Jeez.
Obviously this isn't 101, it's 150, but it's really cool. And it's Mike Tyson. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was really happy to get that. And I was grateful to Frank for, putting me down and let me know how important it was going to be. And he really wanted one. And he's in Hong Kong, and that was 4 a.m. And honestly, it was, I was for like an hour and 20 minutes for F5, like, and listening to them. And it was pretty cool. It was fun. That stuff's fun to me. I love doing that. Yep. And then I actually, believe it or not, so I got it and I listed it at 3.69. And then the floor started coming up and I took it down because I was like, I'm not doing. And it went all the way up to 6. And then someone undercut it. They're I think it's at like 3 or 4 right now. Yep. It's the first day, so it'll move around a lot.
Right.
But, while people try and figure out what it's worth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So were there any perks for the out of 50, or they're just really special?
Yeah, they're just, I mean, they're just cool looking. The only one that had the unlockables was the Ultimate 101.
Okay.
Even the other 10 101s did not have unlockables.
Okay.
Yep.
Man, well, congratulations on that, and we'll see how the auction goes as well.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that on the next episode. We'll revisit the Mike Tyson, Cory Van Lew. That's it. Yeah, Cory Van Lew. The auction, that'll be fun to see how that ends up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And who gets it? I wonder who wants to.
I know. That'll be cool to find out too.
Yeah. Man, that would be super fun for sure. So what else do we have going on here? Do you want to talk about Evaluate.market a little bit? I know we wanted to last week, and you guys keep adding and becoming more popular.
Yeah. I know we've been adding a ton. We have like basically, if you don't know what Evaluate Market is, it's a site to analyze your NFTs and check your portfolio value on all the different NFT platform or NFT projects we support. So we have like 15 right now, and slowly, but surely adding more and more, just trying to really add like the great projects. But really, we want to just add as many as we can, and be able to have everyone analyzing, all their different NFTs, not just the popular ones. But for now, it's just the popular ones. We have to kind of be more cautious on the ones that we add, because it kind of says something as well. It's like, oh, does that mean it's a good project if it's on Evaluate? So it's like, we have to make sure it's like decent. And one of the ones we just added today is Penelope's Country Club, which I did kind of want to say that the team behind it was actually anonymous for the longest time. And they just revealed who they are. It's, Carlini.
Yes. Not too familiar, but I'm a bit familiar.
So basically Carlini, if anyone listening doesn't know, Carlini was Pranksy's partner for NFT boxes. And so he actually left NFT boxes to pursue his own project. And so, he created the Penelope's Country Club, and also Jamie, the tweeter, I think that's his username. He's behind the team. And then I think 2 others that I didn't know, but I thought that was really cool. I was like, they kind of started out as anonymous, and then they weren't really selling much. And then they just like revealed like who was behind it, and they ended up selling out. But I think what's cool, one thing cool about that project is actually, if you hold on to one, you're going to own a fraction of a CryptoPunk. Like they're doing the whole like fractional thing. I think they're going to like send you tokens. Have you fractionalized anything yet on Andy's fractional site?
No, I haven't. We were actually looking at that today.
It's actually really cool. It's really easy too. All you do is you connect your wallet, and then you can just buy a fraction of anything that you want. You just, I want to spend, 0.1 ETH. And then it's like, okay, here's, this many zombies. So I'm partial owner. I have 0.002%, I think, of Dingling's zombie CryptoPunk. And so I just was like, put in, I had to forget how much ETH, but like not much, like $90, $90 US worth, basically. I don't know. So like whatever that is, 0.025 or something. And then, or maybe like 0.05. And then it just spits out like tokens. And it's like, okay, here you have like 20, zombie tokens. And then you just add them to your MetaMask wallet. And that's that. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I think that's super cool concept, especially when, Bored Apes become even more out of reach. I feel like a lot of people are going to fractionalize theirs. And, they're already doing that with the punks and a ton of other projects.
What's the website again for that?
Wait, let me get it.
That's okay. While you're looking, I actually do have one token that is a fractionalized ownership. There's a company called BlockPax, BLOCPAX, I believe. And I bought a bunch of their packs when they dropped their Genesis one. And because I bought 30 of them, they gave me a token that is a fractionalized ownership, 1/10,000th of a Michael Jordan PSA 10 rookie, like an actual that they have in the vault. And they're doing something interesting with it where their price that they're looking to get is 20,000 ETH, which I guess is about $60 million.
Wow.
Yep. And if they can get that, then if like somebody buys it for that at any point, then all the holders I'll get 2 ETH from that.
Right. If they all get rewarded.
Yep. And the smart contract is written such that in 99 years, we talked about this last week. I'm remembering talking about this, or one of the other weeks. In 99 years, they're going to auction it off if it doesn't sell for 60 million before that.
In 99 years. Wow. That's some long-term thinking right there.
That's some long-term thinking. Years. I know. It's kind of interesting. My great grandkids.
I know. You're going to pass down your shares to them. Your fractional ownership. It's called Fractional.Art. Fractional.Art is the website. Yep. So it's fractional. Yeah. And it's super cool site. I want to go back in and, get some other partial ownership, fractional ownerships of other stuff. I want to own a fraction of an ape now that I have a fraction of a zombie punk.
Oh, I might look at, I wonder if they have like Beeples and like some of the high end art stuff that you can. They probably
I know like the rare Peppas or whatever they're called. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They have Beeples. They have Beeples. Yep.
I want that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Pretty they have a lot of stuff.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm going to dig into that a little more. I know more and more people talking about it. It's probably smart to get in on that relatively early.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, not super, super duper early, but like pretty early.
And like, even, so like, I remember it was, I don't know, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, Desi, I say his name as Desi. I don't know. Maybe it's like D's or something on Twitter.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I do know. Yep.
Okay. So, he had fractionalized one of his punks, and he was doing the whole Twitter Spaces, and everybody who bought like a fraction changed their picture to that punk. And it just made me kind of think like, that's a really cool, like social thing as well. Like everybody's owning a fraction of this one thing. And then it could be everyone's profile picture. And it's like everyone's part of this community, but it's just one NFT, and I think that's super cool. I think that's super, super duper cool. I definitely want to fractionalize something one day. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. You want to take something of yours and
I want to take something of mine. Yeah, exactly.
So that's basically the reason you would do that, is kind of to fundraise a little bit, or like what would be the advantage?
I mean, personally, I would just do it to kind of
build a community and be fun. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Build a community and be fun, and give people an opportunity to own part of something that they wouldn't normally be able to, yeah. So I don't know. I think it would just be a good thing to try out.
Mm-hmm. That's that's definitely a popular thing that's happening, especially with how big all this stuff is getting.
For sure. I know with the prices, it's like, okay, not everyone is crypto rich. So, but everyone still wants to have a part of, be a part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club if they can, and all these other more high-end expensive projects. So I think that's a great way to do it.
It's really cool. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I'm gonna try, and I think I'll give my story by the next time that we get together. I'll probably have a fractional ownership of something from there.
Okay,
I'll figure something.
There we go.
Yeah. just to learn how it works. There's only one way to learn,
Yep, exactly. So just do it.
Exactly. So I think we've been going for about an hour. Why don't we run down real quick like we did last week with the sales volume, see if there's anything different. Obviously on CryptoSlam, obviously Axie Infinity still number one. Another 468,000 transactions this week, 3 times more than anybody else. Top Shot second in the transaction amount again. There's not too many other changes. There's what do I see on here? There's something called Parallel Alpha that I haven't even heard of. And
Parallel.
Yeah.
That,
I don't even know what that is.
It's a game. And they came out with their first round of like cards, basically. And they're not coming out with any more until October. So those things are kind of going crazy. I actually bought one for like one of the ones where it was like, oh, there's 2,000 of these. I bought it for 0.01, and now the floor is like 0.1. So nice. I'm kind of like, oh, it's doing decent, but I think I'm just going to kind of hold on to, I don't know.
If you got in early on something like that might be big. It's probably smart. If you only have one,
maybe I'll just hold it. Yeah, that's true.
And that Def Beef, the one I mentioned earlier, is number 8, and they only had 8 buyers and 10 transactions. Gets them to number 8.
That's insane.
Yeah. And Zed Run is number 9 with 8,000 transactions. So that really shows you. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Not too many other differences on there. This was actually, I think, my favorite episode that we've done. I had so much fun chopping it up with you, and I think we're getting a little more comfortable and learning each other's kind of cadence, and it was really great.
I know. I think it flowed pretty well.
Yeah, it did. Time went quick. Yeah, it was over an hour. This is great.
All right, pat on the back to ourselves for this one.
Episode number 4, pretty much in the books. It'll be released on Friday morning, August 20th, and we really appreciate everybody listening. I've gotten a lot of good feedback and stuff like that. Our numbers are going up slowly but surely, and I'm having so much fun. I really love this.
Awesome. Yes, thank you to everyone listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Absolutely.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_Sutto and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.